Hey guys, this is Erin with Five Parks Yoga. Thank you so much for joining me for this Yoga for Skiers class. Today's class is being filmed in beautiful Crested Butte, Colorado, and we are right in the middle of ski season. Skiing is my very favorite sport of all time. I've been skiing for my whole life, and I've been skiing for several days, and I know exactly what is needed in the body to prepare yourself for ski season or just to strengthen and stretch your body in all the right places. So I hope you enjoy this class. This is going to be more of a power class. So again, building strength and flexibility along the way. If you're looking for a more relaxing class, I also have an après ski class. So check that out too. And that's for after a long day when you're exhausted already. Don't forget, as with all my sports related classes, you do not need to be a skier to practice this yoga class. It just focuses on certain areas of the body that need strengthening and stretching for skiing. So if you like this class, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Five Parks Yoga, and let's get started today in child's pose to stretch out the hips and the low back. So bring your knees wide on your mat, bring your toes to touch, and bring your hips to your heels. Walk your hands forward, nice, long, extended, straight arms. Spread your fingers wide, press into the palms of your hands, and then release your forehead to the mat for 5 breaths. Breathe in through your nose. First, exhale, open mouth. Close your lips, begin to breathe in and out through your nose, making each breath longer and slower than the one before it. Let your belly expand between your legs as you inhale, and then as you exhale, contract your core, draw your belly button back towards your spine, push out all of your remaining air. A couple more here. Do some warm-up postures for the spine. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. Take your right arm straight out in front of you and slide your left arm underneath your right for a shoulder stretch. Breathe in and out. Switch sides. Left arm straight out in front of you. Slide your right arm underneath your left. Come onto your right shoulder and your right ear. Breathe in and out. Both arms straight out in front of you. Now walk both arms to the right. Keep your hips where they are. And place your forehead back down on the floor and feel the stretch in your left side. Breathe in and out. Switch sides, come through center, walk your hands to the left, place your forehead back down, feel the stretch in your right side. Breathe in and out. Come back through center. Take one last breath in your first child's pose in through your nose. Out through your nose. So this is a nice long stretch for your hips and your low back. Come up into a tabletop position. Stack your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Take 3 rounds of cat-cow. Breathe in, drop your belly down. Lift through the crown of your head and your tailbone. Breathe out, round your spine. Lift up and separate your shoulder blades. Look towards your belly button. Back and forth. Breathe in to cow. And breathe out to cat. One last time. Come back to tabletop position. And let's come into spinal balance. So extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. Try to keep your hips and your shoulders level. Look down at your mat. Hold here for one more breath in. and out. Bend your left leg, reach your right hand around for your foot for swan pose. Take hold of your foot, start to press your foot into your hand, arch your spines, you're stretching through your shoulder, your quadricep, your hip. Extend your right arm forward and your left leg back. And then round your spine, elbow to knee just one time. Extend. Tabletop position. On the other side, take your left arm forward and your right leg back. Level hips, level shoulders. Your gaze is down at your mat to keep your neck nice and long. Hold here. Bend your right leg, reach your left hand around, take hold of your right foot for swan pose. Once you have hold of your foot, start to press your foot into your hand and start to reach through the crown of your head, arching your spine, stretching through the front side of your body. Extend your left arm forward and your right leg back to spinal balance. Breathe in here. One time, elbow to knee, round your spine, contract your core. And inhale, spinal balance. Exhale, tabletop. Make your way to downward facing dog. Take your feet to hip distance apart, your hands to shoulder distance apart. Once you come into downward facing dog by lifting your hips high, release the crown of your head towards your mat and start to pedal your legs, bending and straightening one leg at a time. Your gaze is back toward the back of your mat. Release both heels down towards your mat. Take one more breath in downward facing dog. Take your left foot toward center. Lift your right leg high. Now begin to open your hip and bend your legs. So you're stacking your right hip on top of your left, letting your right foot dangle down towards your mat. Take a roll of your ankle in one direction and in the opposite direction. Level your hips, straighten your right leg. Bring your knee to your nose, round your spine 3 times. So building strength and heat in the core. So knee to nose. 3-legged dog, and again. Last time, knee to nose. Extend 3-legged dog. Bring your knee to your nose, and this time step your right foot between your hands. Take as many steps as you need to get there until your knee is directly over your ankle. And then straighten your right leg for extended pyramid pose. Forehead towards shin to get a stretch in your right hamstring. Take a breath in, lengthen your spine, nice flat back here. Look past your toes, exhale, low lunge, bend your right leg. And then take your left knee all the way down toward the floor. Inhale to crescent moon pose. Take both arms up overhead. Encircle your left wrist with your right hand. Reach tall through your left fingertips. And then you're going to side bend to the right, stretching through your left side. Come back to center. Switch sides. Encircle your right wrist with your left hand. Reach tall through your right fingertips. And then side bend to the left, stretching through your right side. Come back to center. Both arms reach up overhead. And then exhale, hands to the earth. Tuck your left toes under. Lift your left knee up off the floor. Pop off of your left foot and come into standing splits pose. So you're going to stand on your right foot. Lift your left leg high. Lower your forehead toward your shin. So release any tension from the back of your neck. So you're looking back toward the back of your mat. Breathe in, lift your left leg high. Exhale, Jiva squat. Bring your left knee behind your right. Come into a low squat, squeeze it tight. Standing splits, reach up. Jiva squat, squat down. One more time. Squat. Bring your left leg high. Now this time, left foot meets right. Come into standing forward fold. Now release the crown of your head down toward the floor. And we're gonna take gorilla pose. So you're going to lift your feet up, slide your hands, tops of your hands flat to the floor underneath your feet. So you're standing on the palm of your hands. And then just take the weight of your feet down onto the palms of your hands. And then you can start to draw your elbows off to the sides, taking the crown of your head closer to the floor. This is a good wrist stretch too. I know that my wrists and my forearms get sore from pole planting. So we want to stretch the hands and the wrists. Take one more breath here. Release your hands out from underneath your feet. On your next breath in, extend your spine into a halfway lift. So hands either on the floor or your shins. Nice flat back here, gazes at the floor. And then exhale, come into ball of yarn. So you're gonna take your hands back to the floor, lift your heels, come into a little ball. You can hold here with your hands on the floor, or you can wrap your arms around your legs. This is just working on stability and balance, your choice. One more breath, inhale and exhale. Release your hands back to the earth. Keep your heels lifted. Inhale, lift your hips high so you're in a forward fold with lifted heels. Exhale, release your heels to the floor. So just building some strength in the calves. On your next inhale breath, come up to tall mountain, reach your arms up overhead. And then exhale, cactus your arms. Open your chest, draw your elbows down. Inhale, tall mountain. And then exhale, take your hands behind your back for a chest expansion. Interlace your fingers, press your fists down as far as you can. Roll your shoulders open, maybe lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, you're gonna hinge from your hips and come into standing forward fold with chest expansion. So you can start to reach your hands up and over the back of your head. Take one more breath here. Your next breath in, halfway lift. So you're gonna extend your spine long, release your hands, exhale, fold, plant your hands on the floor, step back, high plank. Hold high plank with knees lifted or knees on the floor to build core strength for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shift forward, elbows graze ribs, lower down to the floor for the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep your hands where they are. Take your feet flat to the floor. Inhale. Cobra pose, lift your chest up off the floor using spinal strength. Exhale, lower down. 2 more times. Last time. Tuck your toes back under, lift your knees up off the floor. Or you can keep them down on the floor. We're gonna press up to high plank again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Downward dog. Take one breath here. Let's take those postures now on the other side, continuing to warm up. So take your right foot towards center, lift your left leg up, open your hip, bend your leg. Take a circle of your ankle in one direction, in the other direction. Straighten your leg, level your hips, 3-legged dog, knee to nose, round your spine 3 times. So see if you can touch your knee to your nose. Return to 3-legged dog. This is number 2. And 3, knee to nose. 3-legged dog. Now bring your knee to your nose and step your foot between your hands. As many steps as you need until your left knee is over your left ankle. Straighten your left leg for pyramid pose. Release your forehead down toward your shin. Feel the stretch in the back of your left leg. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, low lunge. Bring your left knee right over your left ankle. Lower your right knee to the floor. Top of the foot flat to the floor or toes tucked, your choice. Inhale, crescent moon pose. Lift both arms up overhead. Lower your shoulders away from your ears. Encircle your left wrist with your right hand, same thing as we did on the other side, and then side bend to the right. Back through center, switch sides. Encircle your right wrist with your left hand, side bend to the left. Come back to center. Both arms reach up overhead. Exhale, hands to the earth, tuck your toes under, lift your knee. Little pop off your right leg, standing splits pose. You're standing on your left leg. Lift your right leg high, but release tension from your neck. Look back toward the back of your mat. Inhale. Exhale, squat 3 times. So right knee behind your left, squat into a little ball. Lots of power as you extend to standing splits. So building strength in your left quadricep. Right leg high one more time. Exhale, right foot meets left, standing forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ball of yarn. We're gonna flow breath to movement, so keep your heels lifted. Inhale, standing forward fold with heels lifted. Exhale, release your heels. Inhale, tall mountain, rise up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Tall mountain. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Step back, high plank, and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now shift forward. This time lower halfway down. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale. Flip over your feet. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe in. And out. All right, 3 more rounds. So look toward your hands. Step walker, float to the front of your mat. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, ball of yarn. Inhale, full or standing forward fold with heels lifted. Exhale, release your heels. So same thing we've been doing. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms. Tall mountain, rise high. Forward fold, hinge from your hips. Halfway lift. Fold. Inhale, high plank, and this time exhale, right to chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe in. And out. Come forward to the front of your mat. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Ball of yarn. Forward fold with lifted heels. Exhale, release your heels. Forward fold. Tall mountain. Blossom. Tall mountain. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe in. Exhale. Come forward, last round. Forward fold. Extend your spine long, inhale. Ball of yarn, exhale. Keep your heels lifted, forward fold with lifted heels. Exhale, release. Tall mountain. Cactus. Tall mountain. Fold. Halfway lift. Fold. High plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe in. And out. And 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Exhale. You can always take your recovery breaths in child's pose. Don't forget that. Now that we're nice and warm, we're going to move on to some leg strengthening here. So on your next breath in, lift your right leg up. Once again, knee to nose, and then step your foot between your hands. This time, keep your back knee lifted off the floor, and we're going to move into crescent lunge. So lift both arms up overhead. Try to keep that right knee stacked directly over your right ankle. And just 3 times, you're going to dip your left knee down toward the floor. See if you can get it right above the floor, and then powerfully press it up. 2, 3. So from low lunge now, you're going to come into airplane pose. So you're going to step onto your right foot, reach your arms back behind you, and then staff pose. So left leg forward. See if you can extend your left leg to strengthen your left quadricep as you lift your arms up, and then return to airplane. So nice and slow and steady. Left leg comes behind you. 2 more times. Whoop. Kick. Airplane. Really kick that heel forward. Airplane. Now you're going to come into a modified 5-pointed star. So this time, kick your left foot to the left, reach your arms out to a V, point your toes forward, and lift from the outside of your hip. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Now standing pigeon, cross your left ankle over your right knee, take your hands to your heart, and sink low, stretching your hips. Sink lower on your exhale. Now stay low. Take your left foot to meet your right. So chair pose with hands at heart center. Breathe in. Then exhale, twist to the right. Tap your left elbow to your right knee. Back to center. Twist to the left. Center. Again, 2 more times on each side. Last one, right elbow, left knee. Come back to center. Sweep your arms back. Now lift your heels and balance here for 5, 4, sit lower, 2, 1. Heels to the earth. Powerful movement, tall mountain, reach up. Exhale to fold. Inhale, extend your spine long. Exhale to fold. Plant your hands on your mat, step back, high plank, chaturanga if you'd like. Lower halfway down. Upward dog. And downward dog. Okay, so building strength and balance on the left side. Lift your left leg up. Low lunge. Knee to nose, step your foot between your hands, keep your back knee lifted. Inhale, crescent lunge. Reach your arms up overhead, sink low in your front leg. Breathe in. Tap your knee to the floor 3 times. I am personally a telemark skier, And this is what I do on my skis all day. So this feels important and challenging. Okay, from here, airplane pose, step on your left foot, reach your arms back, balance on your left leg. Inhale to staff. Try in this staff to kick your leg forward. You're building strength in your right quadricep. So kick through your heel, back to airplane. Nice and slow, nice and steady. And again. Airplane. Staff. Airplane. Modified star. So right leg to the right, arms up to V. Kick your toes in front of your heel. So you're lifting from the outer edge of your right hip. Lift it higher. And then cross your right ankle over your left knee, standing pigeon. Bring your hands to your heart, sit down into your chair. Exhale, sit even lower. As low as your chair would be. Now stay here. Take your right foot to meet your left. This time, reach your arms up. See if your toes, heels, and knees can touch, and then squeeze your inner thighs together. If you have low back pain, just separate your feet to hip distance apart. Breathe in. Exhale, balanced chair. Arms back, heels lift. 2 more times. Breathe in. Out. In. Out. Powerful movement to tall mountain. Heels down, arms reach up. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. And fold. High plank, inhale, chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog, inhale. Downward dog, exhale. Breathe in. And out. Complete your exhale here. You can move on to a couple more leg strengtheners. So reach your right leg up, knee to nose, step your foot between your hands. You're gonna cartwheel your arm, spin your back heel down to warrior 2. Left arm leads the way. Exhale here, you're gonna hold a steady warrior 2 for 3 more breaths. 3 more of my breaths. So inhale through your nose, exhale. And then make your way to star. So both feet are going to point out at a 45-degree angle. Lift your arms up, palms face out. And then exhale, hands to your heart, sink down into your hips. We're going to hold here in our prayer squat for 3 breaths. Last breath here. Okay, now lift your right heel off the mat, and you're going to pulse for 10, 9, 8. Release your right heel down, left heel, pulse for 10. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, position yourself so you can lift both heels up off the floor and hold it for 10. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your heels down. 5-pointed star, lift up. Exhale, heels behind your toes, standing straddle splits, hinge from your hips. Reach off to the side, come all the way down. Maybe take hold of your ankles or your heels. You can place your hands underneath your heels if that's accessible. And then really active here, use the strength of your arms to start to pull the crown of your head a little bit closer to the floor. Keep the fronts of your legs nice and tight. And stretch through the backs of your legs and release tension from your head by shaking it or wobbling it. Last breath here. And take your hands out in front of you. Come up to a halfway lift. So nice flat back here. Now position your heels now behind your toes. Get real strong in your quads, the fronts of your legs. Continue to keep your back flat and reach your arms up into a capital T with your palms facing down. Exhale here. Bring your arms forward, biceps by your ears, palms face each other. Breathe in. Out. Bring your arms back to T. Inhale back to star, so toes point out, arms reach up. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Inhale, reverse triangle. So you're going to straighten your front leg, lean back, stretch through your right side. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, lift your heel up off the floor, and you're going to twist. So crescent twist, left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Your back heel's lifted up off the floor. Now bring your hands back to the floor. So you're in a low lunge position, step back high plank, lower chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Breathe in and out. Lift your left leg up, knee to nose, low lunge, step your left foot between your hands. Back heel spins to the floor, right arm leads the way, warrior two. So right arm comes first, spiral up, settle in for 3 breaths. Strong, steady gaze across your front fingertips. Come up to star, toes out, arms reach up. Exhale, squat. Continuous movement this time, we're not holding it. Inhale, star. Exhale, squat. Again. Two more times. Reach your arms up, take your heels behind your toes, take your hands behind your back for chest expansion. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, hinge from your hips, fold. Hands come up and over the back of your head. Rise up, release your hands on the way. Star, warrior two, reverse triangle. And then exhale, bring your hands to your heart, spin your back heel up and twist to crescent twist. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. Complete this exhale. Place your hands on the floor. Breathe in, step back to high plank. Breathe out, chaturanga. Upward dog. Back to downward facing dog. Breathe in. And out. Look toward your hands, step walk or float to the front of your mat and take your feet to hip distance apart. Fold over your legs. Last round of chair, this time with feet at hip distance apart. Sit your hips low. Lift your arms so they're parallel to the floor. Draw your shoulders back. Take all of your weight back up onto your heels. Lift your toes, wiggle them. Hold here. Last breath here. Okay, now straighten your legs. Keep your arms as they are. Lift all the way up onto your tippy toes, the balls of your feet. Lift your heels high as you can. And then keep your heels lifted. Lower back down into your chair. We'll hold it for about 3 breaths. Try to get your thighs parallel with your mat. Press up, keep your heels lifted. Last part. Lower your heels, bring your knees to touch. Squeeze your inner thighs together, keep your arms where they are. Start to lower down. Your heels are automatically gonna lift. Come as deep as you can. And then without resting your hips on your heels, bring your thighs parallel to the floor. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Press it all the way back up. Lift your heels. Bring your feet together, arms down by your side. Breathe in, tall mountain. Breathe out, fold. Halfway lift. Fold. Step back, high plank. Lower chaturanga. Upward dog. Back to downward facing dog. Lift your right leg up. Bring your right foot to the outside of your left hand. Place both heels on the floor. Lift your left arm up. Fallen triangle pose. One more inhale. Exhale, left hand to the floor. Lift your right leg up and open your hip, bend your leg. If you want to, you can flip. Reach your right arm back, look up. Come all the way back around. Lift your right leg up. Make your way to half pigeon. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, release. Come back up onto your hands. And from here, you're going to slide your left leg out to the left. Take your right foot to left inner thigh. Face your shoulders toward your toes. Reach your arms up overhead and fold over your left leg. It's a nice stretch for your low back and your hamstring. Last breath here. Release from your fold. Bring both feet out in front of you, flat to the floor, knees face up. Reach your arms forward. Lift your feet up off the floor for boat pose and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now we're going to roll back and forward and come back to boat. We're going to do that 2 more times. Last time. Okay, now get a little more momentum this time. Roll back and come all the way to chair pose. Hold it for 3, 2, 1. Bring your hands to your heart. stand up. Now stand onto your right foot and come into tree pose. Left foot either to ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Hands either to your heart, straight up, or behind your back into reverse prayer for a wrist and a shoulder stretch, and hold it here. Last breath. Exhale, release your hands and your foot. Inhale, tall mountain. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. High plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Breathe in and out. Last side. Lift your left leg up. Left foot to the outside of your right hand. Plant both heels on the floor. Lift your right arm up for fallen triangle. Place your right hand down. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Open your hip, bend your leg like we did at the beginning of class, or flip, wild thing. Look up or back. Place your left hand on the floor. Left leg up, three-legged dog. Half pigeon, left knee toward left wrist, left toes toward right wrist. Place your shin on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, release. 5 breaths. Come back up onto your hands. Take your right leg, swing it around off to the right, left foot to right inner thigh, face your shoulders towards your right toes, lift your arms up, fold over your right leg. Release from your fold, both feet out in front of you, knees bent, arms reach forward. Lift up for Navasana, boat pose for 3, 2, 1. This time high to low, 3, 2, 1. Come up to boat. Take hold of your knees, lower down onto your back. Squeeze your knees in tight, maybe reach your arms around your legs. Press your low back down toward the floor. Draw your shoulders down to the floor. Now release your feet flat to the floor with your knees bent at hip distance apart. Place your arms alongside your body, palms face down. It's going to be a little more work for the glutes. This is our last little push, okay? So bridge pose. Lift up. Hold. Now go ahead and really tighten your glutes and lift your hips a little bit higher. So I want your glutes really engaged. So tight, squeeze as tight as you can. Now, if you have a healthy low back, this is to strengthen your low back. Keep your hips as high as they are, and now release your glutes. So you should feel your lower back muscles engage right away. So your glutes are nice and relaxed. Okay, now tighten your glutes again, taking a little of the tension out of your low back. Keep your hips high, loosen your glutes. Feel your low back muscles engage. And that's it. Lower down. Take a loose hug of your knees into your chest. Loose. Bring your knees to the left. Extend your right arm to the right. Gaze to the right for a spinal twist. Switch sides. Bring your knees through center. Release them to the right. Extend your left arm to the left. Gaze in that direction. Come back to center. One last squeeze just to neutralize your spine, and Shavasana. Well deserved. Let your feet fall open, arms rest alongside your body, palms face up. Close your eyes, get comfortable, breathe in through your nose. Let it go through your mouth. And just come into a place of stillness and silence. If you do have the time, remain in Shavasana. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me for class today. Today, as you go forward, may you have peace in your thoughts, peace in your words, and peace in your heart. From my heart to yours, namaste.